Have you ever found yourself talking to an AI, and I mean really talking to it? It's this weird, kind of compelling thing that a lot of us are doing, but maybe not, shouting about. Today, we're going to dig into why we're opening up to a machine in ways we sometimes really struggle to with actual people. I mean, it always starts so innocently, right? You just need a quick recipe, or you want to check a fact, or maybe get some help writing an email. And then, the next thing you know, you're sharing your worries, your big dreams, the things that are frustrating you. You're not just getting information anymore. You're actually having a conversation. So, what's going on here? What is it about talking to this non-human thing that can feel so safe, so strangely peaceful? Is this just a weird quirk of the technology? Or is our growing relationship with AI telling us something much, much deeper about ourselves? And maybe about what we're missing? All right, so the first piece of this puzzle is actually incredibly simple, but it's also really profound. It all comes down to the complete absence of one single thing that we face every single day, and that is judgment. Just think about it for a second. With an AI, there's zero risk of a sarcastic comeback. No dismissive sigh. You'll never get that look that just screams, "Why on earth would you think that?" It takes your most vulnerable, maybe even your weirdest thoughts with this perfect, unwavering neutrality. And in a world that feels like it's constantly sizing us up, that is a huge deal. And this feeling, it's not just some random idea. It actually has a name in psychology. It's called the safe haven effect. It's this deep, fundamental human need we all have for a place or a person where we can be totally ourselves, especially when we're upset, without any fear of being rejected or made to feel silly. And look, this isn't just a niche thing for a few people. A recent study out of UC Berkeley was pretty staggering. It found that 3/4 of people felt this exact sense of emotional security with an AI. That tells you that this technology is stepping in to fill a very real psychological need that, for a lot of people, is going unmet somewhere else. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? That feeling of pure relief, of finally being able to put down your armor. You don't have to justify your feelings. You don't have to manage how someone else is going to react to your honesty. You can just be. Okay, so the lack of judgment creates this amazing safe space. But is that a real connection, or is something else going on? Well, it turns out our own brains are the ones brilliantly and kind of automatically building the other half of this bridge. Let's be honest, our friends and family, as much as we love them, are human. They get tired, they get busy. But an AI, it offers a level of emotional reliability that is, frankly, superhuman. A Brookings study highlighted just how big a factor this is. It's never too busy for you, it's never impatient, and it remembers every single thing you've told it. That kind of perfect consistency creates this powerful feeling of stability. Now, this plugs right into a fascinating psychological idea called the ELIZA effect. Essentially, our brains are wired to find humanity everywhere. We're pattern matchers. So when a machine's responses feel personal and mirror the way we talk, our brain just instinctively assumes there are real feelings and intentions behind the words. We are programmed to look for connection, so our brain just goes ahead and creates it. And all of this leads to what's known as a parasocial relationship. It's the exact same kind of one-sided bond you might feel for a celebrity or a favorite character in a book. It feels incredibly real and emotionally important to us, even though the other party, in this case, just lines of code, isn't feeling a single thing back. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? This is where the story gets a little more complicated. This perfect, easy, frictionless comfort that we find in AI, well, it isn't without risks. What happens when this perfect confidant starts to warp our expectations for the real world? And this comparison really lays out the central trade-off. Real human connection is messy. It's complicated. People get busy, they misunderstand us, and this is a big one, they challenge us. AI offers a complete escape from all that friction. But the more we get used to that seamless, perfect interaction, the more the normal messiness of real relationships can start to feel less like a feature of life and more like a bug. So here's the huge paradox. The very tool we're turning to for comfort might actually be making us more isolated. A piece in The Guardian found that when sharing our feelings is this easy and this safe with an AI, we can start to avoid the harder but absolutely necessary work of a real human connection. And the result? Less social contact and, Ironically, more loneliness. And this quote just captures that risk perfectly. We grow as people by navigating disagreements, by being challenged, by figuring out how to fix misunderstandings. If we only ever talk to something that just agrees with us and validates us 100% of the time, are we really growing at all? So this brings us to our final thought, and maybe it's the most important one of all. Maybe this entire conversation isn't really about intelligent machines. Maybe it's about what their popularity reveals about us. Let's try to reframe this whole thing. The fact that AI confidants are so popular isn't a sign that we want to be best friends with computers. It's a massive, blinking, neon sign that we are absolutely starved for non-judgmental listening, for patience, and for consistent care from each other. The AI isn't replacing connection, it's just filling a vacuum that we as a society have created. And this is just such a powerful idea to sit with. Every empathetic, patient, and comforting thing an AI says to you, it learned from human data. It's a reflection of our own best instincts. We literally taught the machine what good listening and care sound like, maybe because we're not hearing enough of it from each other. So in the end, maybe the question isn't what's the future of AI? Maybe the question AI is forcing us to ask is a lot more human. It's not about why we're turning to machines. It's about why we've made it so hard to turn to each other. What is it about our own relationships that made a machine feel like the safer choice? Now that's something to really think about.